Hello, my name is Arian Brazenwood. I'm a third-year student studying the Earth, its spatial dynamics, and the forests that blanket it. By that, I mean I'm a natural resources management major in the Warner College of Natural Resources, with a double minor in both geography and forestry. My reality here is against the odds. Prior to being a student at Colorado State University, I lived an unstable and chaotic life filled with uncertainty and new horizons. I've lived in 26 different states, and I was enrolled in 36 different public schools between kindergarten and my senior year in high school. I have faced many difficulties as a result of my near nomadic lifestyle. I would make friends knowing they would only be temporary. In single school years, I would have 4 different teachers for the same class in 4 different states. I had questionable housing situations and no long-term support networks. In essence, I faced adversity at every turn for many years. Through unimaginable hardships ranging from homelessness to food insecurity, throughout my childhood, I found sanctuary in school and academics. As a result, I excelled as a student, no matter the circumstances of my life outside of school. While we were living in poverty, to be sure, we got by. Unfortunately, however, my story takes a turn for the worse. During my senior year in high school, my father was diagnosed with type 4 brain cancer, and the world, as I knew it, slipped away from me. When he was moved into hospice care, I was left to my own resources. Being the captain of my own ship, I realized I was sailing directly towards a metaphorical iceberg, and that if I didn't take the helm, there was no one else to do so. With that realization in mind, I took charge of my life as I had never done before. I took 3 jobs in high school, working as a mattress delivery guy, a firewood chopper and deliverer, and a stable hand at a local barn. Though the adversity I faced wasn't the long hours that I worked, nor the many hours studying, but the fact that I couldn't feasibly find a home where I could live and still support myself. As a result, I did all of this while being homeless and living out of a 40-liter backpack in my high school locker. I slept outdoors when the weather permitted, and I've slept on many a friend's couch or floor when winter moved in. In all of those years, I developed a community of people that supported me through my hardships and enabled me to continue pursuing my own aspirations and dreams in life despite the arduous circumstances I was faced with. By the time graduation was in sight, I had not even considered college. I had next to nothing, and with no foresight in planning my life out beyond asking myself the question, where am I going to sleep tonight? However, being a student who has fallen head over heels time and time again for school and academics, I had exceptionally great grades in high school. And my counselor was surprised when I met with her and told her that I hadn't thought to apply to college. She asked me to humor her and consider Colorado State University. She printed out and sealed my high school transcripts, gave me some of my FAFSA information, a McKinney-Vento letter, and the mission that I was to make the journey up to Fort Collins and find the Office of Financial Aid and see if they would take me. Mission in mind, I had some more obstacles to face. Being a potential first-generation student, I had no clue how to complete this mission, let alone begin it. I had never been to CSU. I had no means of my own to get to Fort Collins from Boulder, and I had a very brief window of time to complete my mission, as it was early May in my senior year of high school. In retrospect, I consider how lucky I am to have had all the pieces come together at the right time. I found out that a friend of mine's mother was driving up to Fort Collins to visit some of her family, and she offered to give me a ride. I accepted that ride. I got dropped off at the northern end of the oval, and with my documents in hand, I set out to find the Office of Financial Aid. Undeterred, I set out along the path through the oval. This This is some serious memories here. I set out along the path through the oval, and I admired the beautiful American elms, which I have since learned is Ulmus americana in the family Ulmaceae, if any of you were wondering. And I found myself at the administration building. I walked in, and I asked somebody if they could point me to financial aid. They directed me to Centennial Hall, and I now faced the moment of truth. I remember this moment vividly. This was the moment that would alter the course of my life. I walked in, and at the desk, there was a woman named Heidi Stukert. I walked up, and I presented my documents as though they were some treasured and fabled artifact, and asked simply, "Can I go here?" Within a week or so, I received a financial aid award and was signed up to attend first-year summer orientation. I faced a new horizon in life, like never before, one of limitless possibility. 3 years later, here I am. Against what have sometimes felt like hopeless odds, I have carved out the most amazing and involved life that I could have ever imagined here at Colorado State University. I have gone from surviving in homelessness and poverty and food insecurity and uncertainty of what tomorrow's life situation would be like, to thriving at this amazing institution where I get the honor and privilege to pursue my dreams further and explore possibilities that I did not even dare dream of in the past. My story is now one of success. During my first year, I took classes that inspired me to think boldly. I became involved in my community at Westfall Hall and applied to be a resident assistant so that I could help first-year students like myself experience the same sense of belonging that I felt during my freshman year. I was hired to be an orientation leader and share my kindled passion for CSU and the opportunities it has unlocked for me. I became a Reicher Scholar and became engaged in a community of hardworking and scholarly individuals. In my second year, I earned my first 4.0 GPA in college. I was also hired for the resident assistant position in the outdoor leadership residential learning community in Summit Hall, where I got to engage first-year students in the Warner College of Natural Resources and help them develop their own leadership skills whilst also building a community around our shared love of the outdoors. I also picked up a third job doing dendrochronology work, which is tree ring research, in the biogeography lab, where I got to connect my educational passions to work opportunities in related fields. At the end of my second year, I got to take a field course up at CSU's phenomenal mountain campus, where I learned about the ecology and the connectedness of the flora and fauna of the region. Coming out of that course, I got the opportunity to intern as a field crew member for the same biogeography lab. Up in Rocky Mountain National Park, I got to hike 450 miles through mountainous terrain, where we surveyed and measured 21,000 trees in a research project looking at the dynamic nature of our subalpine forests in the face of disturbances such as fire, beetle kill, wind, and erosion. Now in my third year, I have returned to my position as a resident assistant for Summit Hall. But my experiences here at Colorado State University have shaped my life for the better. I truly feel like I am thriving here. All of these successes can be contributed to a close community of people in my life who have supported me through hardships and have helped me celebrate my accomplishments, like my family and my friends. The people who have been there for me during my lowest lows, like my peers and my mentors in the Fostering Success program. And the people who have given me purpose in celebrating my greatest accomplishments, like my supervisors and my professors. There are many people who have been crucial to getting me where I am today. And it's these people who I think of when I reflect upon my story and all of the various steps I've taken to get to this exact moment. Whether you know it or not, all of you are now a part of that supportive, and close community for me. Your generosity has made my story a reality. I now see a future for myself where I am prosperous and joyful as I pursue my passions, working with people and the natural world. I could pursue a career in forestry, aiming to preserve and protect our planet's natural treasures. I could focus my future on education and outreach to teach people more about the value of our Earth. Maybe I will become a natural resources scientist and contribute to our growing knowledge of our changing world. Whatever I may end up pursuing, know that I will find a way to weave in my passions for learning and the environment, and that it would have not been possible without the selfless support of every individual who has helped me get to where I am today. Thank you all very much for all that you do.